everybody, it's Kyra back from a long hiatus. Things have been pretty busy for me and I haven't had a chance to work on this video, which was intended for release last year. But I really wanted to make this video and so I set aside some time to get this work done. I've always been a big Kids Next Door fan, so it really only makes sense to make a suggestion video dedicated to a K&D location and the show's characters, right? I've wanted the Moonbase in the game since back when I played the original, and even made a post about it back on the Fan and Fall wiki page, which helped me shape this video. So before we begin, I need to make two things very clear about this. Number one, this is just a suggestion video and I in no way demand for this to happen, nor will I complain if none of this happens. This is just a fun what if, and nothing here is confirmed. Number two, I will be drawing on ideas from Stop the GK&D. I am 100% well aware Stop the GK&D is non-canon to Legacy. I just like the idea, and am mixing it in with my suggestion. With my ducks in a row, we're going to start with the story of the Moonbase in relation to Fusion Fall. The Moonbase was one of the first to notice something strange coming their way. When it came closer and they realized it was a planet, the Moonbase set off missiles to break it up, like they do for stray asteroids that get too close. Unfortunately, the hits didn't do as they had hoped. In anger, the planet fought back, hitting the Moonbase before they could call for help. Most of the Moonbase was hit hard, and their communication system was knocked out. In an effort to keep her people safe, Number 362 ordered an evacuation. Many operatives left before the Moonbase was hit again, but not everyone escaped, including Number 362 herself. Believing the Moonbase could be beneficial to the war effort, Dexter is helping Sector V's Number 2 get in contact with the Moonbase, with the help of Number 74.239, who has mysteriously returned, along with his fellow GK&D operatives. With Gabe's help, Dexter and Sector V have not only made contact with the Moonbase, but has been able to send players up. On to the characters. If any of you have seen my previous character suggestion video, you'll recognize 6 of the 9 characters I want to talk about. I've switched things up from the previous video, obviously to better accommodate this. Let's begin with 2 characters you don't recognize, numbers 35 and 23. Someone on the forums, or possibly off the forums, mentioned switching out the generic K&D operatives with actual show K&D operatives. Now this isn't entirely realistic, especially since that's a lot of coding to do compared to what worked for the game. But still, wouldn't it be fun to see the background operatives have a place in Fusion Fall? We could even get these guys in! Okay, so you'd find these 2 in one of the empty corridors, and their main purpose is for them to be shop NPCs, who do have 1 or 2 missions. Number 23 would sell you weapons, and number 35 would be the bank, since I can't really see him sell clothing items. Plus, his job in the show was to guard the code module, so it makes sense that he'd guard your items. There'd be other NPCs in the area who operate as shops, but I haven't decided on who they'd be. I just chose Barty and Virginia because they've been my favorite background characters. They do have a mission each, and it's mainly to talk about the rumors that have been spreading around the Moonbase about 2 fusions that others have seen in the lower levels. Each one will give a mission about these rumors, and the 2 will be talking about a separate fusion. Next we move on to maybe a character you didn't think would be on this list, and that's Lizzie Devine, or Numbavine for those who've seen the GK&D videos. In the Stop GK&D videos and on the website, it's been revealed that Lizzie is an operative of the GK&D, sent to Earth for a mission. No one knows what the mission was about, but I have a theory that doesn't need rehashing. Point is, she came back to Earth when it came under attack by Fuse, along with her fellow GK&D operatives. She's situated in the hangar, and tasks you with going to the other areas of the Moonbase and reporting back which ones are still operational, cleaning up the mess in the hangar, aka defeat a set number of fusion monsters, and there'll even be a mission where you hand-deliver an apology note to Number 1. She'll be in her human form the entire time, but she does make allusions to her real look, and some nearby NPCs will make comments about her other form if you talk to them. Now for number 74.239 and number Infinity. Considering how close these 2 work together in Season 6 of Kids Next Door, these 2 have a lot of missions back and forth. Originally, I planned for number 74.239 to be on the Moonbase as well, to get into working shape to shoot down Fuse with technology from the GK&D. However, aside from how crowded this relatively small area would be, I figured since number 74.239 is the only scientist in the group, I decided to move him to Dex Labs. He's been helping out Dexter and the plumbers get transportation to the Moonbase, so that means Gabe will have some missions before you get to the Moonbase. Number Infinity's missions, once you get up to the Moonbase, is to keep the peace amongst the Earth Kids Next Door operatives and the Galactic Kids Next Door operatives. He also relays messages to his fellow GK&D members, specifically number 274, to ensure he is not breaking any rules of the GK&D. He will also have you retrieve a bowl of ice cream that was stolen from him by a local fusion monster. Number 86 and number 60 are in the decommissioning chamber. Before you can do their missions, you have to prove yourself to them. They'll give you a mission each that basically proves you're not a teen ninja sent to destroy them. Once this is completed, you are then given more missions from them. Fanny focuses her missions on getting material for the ships. While teleportation is working, it only moves a handful at a time. For this reason, she wants to get their vehicles in working shape so that it is easier to move larger numbers of people. Patton is focused on getting the weapons operational so they can shoot down Fuse, or at least severely damage the planet while they wait for Earth to send out a stronger attack. He'll have you repair the offensive weapons as well as collect pieces so he can make some as backups. He also has some missions that are basically prank missions against Fanny, and she'll even have a few prank missions herself in retaliation. Last of the group is former Supreme Leader Chad, or number 274, and current Supreme Leader number 362. Both of them are found in her office, mainly because Rachel doesn't want Chad out of her sight. Chad is mildly annoyed with her, which can be found in some of his dialogue with you, but he doesn't go about it. Number 362 is worried about the operatives still on her moon base, so she has missions that task you with checking in on them. She also has you strengthen the communication signal using GK&D technology, which you retrieve from number 74.239, so that they can stay in better contact with Earth. Chad is more action-centered in his missions, and so he has you beat up fusions. He'll give you a certain number of monsters to beat up in each area. He'll also task you with securing up the Moonbase, typically fixing any portion of the place that looks broken or has holes. With all of our characters done, on to the final part of this video, the Moonbase. I figured it'd be something like the Darklands, but you can't see it on the map until you get there. It'll probably just be a little smaller than the Darklands, having 6 or 7 squares dedicated to it. Major areas will include the Moonbase's docking hangar, which will be the most infected on the map with NPCs around, and it's where you'll find Lizzie. 2 areas dedicated as the lower levels will be the most infected areas in general, filled with nothing but fusion monsters, and rumors say there's 2 fusions running around down there, though they come and go at random. There'll be an area for the decommissioning chamber, where number 86 and number 60 are. The Supreme Leader's office, where you'll find number 362 and Chad. It also has the main bridge with number Infinity and 2 empty corridors that shows signs of fusion matter infection, and also has number 23 and number 35. Because these areas don't move seamlessly, this map is far different than other maps. You have to talk to K&D operatives to move from space to space. I'll admit it's not the best concept, but that's basically why I'm not a designer on the team. And this is all I have for my Moonbase video. You may have noticed some changes with this video over my previous ones. It's something I'm trying out to see if I like it. Plus, I figured if I'm not going to make my videos a regular occurrence, I might as well make it look nice, you know? Thank you for clicking this video and watching. Give me your opinions down in the comments or send me messages on the forums. This is Kyra, signing off.